One. Hey, everybody, step right up. Welcome to another episode of the Goonery. Today, got a special guest for you, Mr. Justin Hayes, comedian Hayes.
Hello.
What's going on?
Oh, living the dream. How are you doing?
Yeah, same shit, different day. So, yeah, we talk to content creators on the Goonery here, and you're a comedian.
Yeah, absolutely.
What,
Yep.
you full-time comedian, or what's your...
Yep, full-time comedian,
Okay,
traveling, working comic.
right on. You married at all, or...
Nah, I was briefly. I got married and divorced in the time most people just casually date.
Yeah, I'm 31, turning 32. Statistically missed my first divorce.
Yeah, exactly. There's still time.
Plenty of time. So, all right, you're doing the grind. What venues are you playing at or performing?
When you do the road, a lot of times it's not just venues, it's a lot of bar gigs. So, but venues that I like to do when I'm in LA are obviously the Comedy Store. I like the Ice House. I'll be in Pasadena this weekend at the Rose in Pasadena. And then in New York, I love, obviously the Cellar is great. Caroline's is one of the best spots. And then, Broadway Comedy Club is one of my home spots.
Where's that?
That's right off the 53rd and 9th. So it's not too far from Times Square.
Okay, we're talking New York Times Square.
Yep.
Yeah, okay. Just for our fans out there, they come in all shapes and sizes, all different locations. You're a Tacoma guy.
Everybody knew where Times Square was.
Well, you're a Tacoma guy, right? So I didn't.
Yep.
Just trying to piece together all the different venues. If you're,
Yeah.
right on. So you mentioned what's that one in LA? The comedy
Ice House or Comedy Store?
I think it's the Comedy Store. I hear that a lot on the Joe Rogan Experience.
He's a regular there.
Is that the same one?
Yeah, oh yeah. There's only one.
You guys pals? If you cross paths?
We've crossed paths a few times. In fact, when I was at the Comedy Store, this is probably 15 years ago, I was there. And Joe Rogan, he's not a tall man, but he actually stopped a fight between two dudes who were over 6 foot tall.
Yeah,
that's pretty hilarious.
That's the Joe Rogan. I'm sure we've all come to love.
Oh yeah,
that's cool.
I mean, you'd think Joe Rogan would let him fight and then just do commentary.
Yeah, Joe. Yeah, Joe jumps in on commentary. He's so good at that. I don't know. I could see him being, Jedi Joe, just keeper of the peace as well.
Well, the problem is there's a lineup that you have, and Joe dropped in to do a set, and he did about 30 minutes. The sets at the store are only 15 minutes.
Okay.
But, he was killing it, so he just stretched it on for 30 minutes. Of course, at the time, he was on 2 different shows, so they're going to make room for him on there, right?
Right.
It's all about the fans and their experience with famous people at the Comedy Store. So he's doing excellent. And then, I was after a guy named Ahmed. I don't know if you know who that is, but he was up after Joe. And so he goes up there, and this audience member who is just loving Joe just starts eating him alive. So I went back to the kitchen because I'm like, oh, this is terrible. And then they yelled my name saying, hey, you're up. And it had only been 5 minutes. I'm like, what? This guy had 15 minutes. So I'm thinking it's just because they cut the time out because Joe went over. And then I go and I do my set, and I go out back to the parking lot, and it's the guy who was heckling Ahmed and Ahmed about to get into it.
Oh.
And then Joe Rogan right in the middle breaking it up.
Oh, what?
It's pretty hilarious.
Joe uses jiu-jitsu to stop the fight?
No, he didn't do any swinging or nothing. He didn't have to grab anybody up. He was just in between them, holding them apart and stuff. But he's so short that it looked hilarious. So the
Yeah.
guys could have still fought, just over top of them.
That's a cool story. Right on. So, when did you start the comedy gig?
Almost 20 years ago.
Yeah, when you were
Yeah.
a young buck.
When I was a younger buck anyway.
Right. Yeah, age is just a number.
It is in comedy. That's the one place that you don't really have to have a younger age. It's not like the NFL where I'd be out to pasture at this age.
Right. Yeah. Next man up. Well,
Yeah.
that's nice. Yeah, less blows to the head too. Um, maybe some blows to the spirit though. I don't know. It sounds like
Lots of blow. Just
lots of blow in general. That sounds fun.
yeah. No CTE. No, that's for sure.
Yeah, different kind of brain trauma.
Yeah.
That's cool. So you roll through Seattle a bunch, or?
Yeah. I that's where I started pretty
Yeah,
much. I mean, I started in Tacoma, Seattle.
yeah.
Seattle's got a unique scene because they've got a bunch of different areas where the comedy's pretty different. I mean, you got Cap Hill, which the comedy is very different from anywhere else in the country, which is not bad. I
How
mean, it's
so?
a unique little. I would say it caters to a more PC culture, I guess.
Yeah,
So the so-called woke, but
yeah.
it's weird. It's a little ironic because it's almost like it almost blocks other people from doing things. So it's like I don't know how it can be all inclusive when it blocks a certain group, but
Yeah.
it
Yeah.
it's unique in the sense that like people who do comedy there and find success doing it there can't take that same joke and roll with it around the country. It'll never fly. So it's kind of unique to that spot. I mean, I like it. I've done all the Capitol spots, but
Yeah, I imagine it's both, right? Like stuff that works in Capitol Hill might not work in the rest of the country, and stuff that rolls in other country or other states, maybe not so much in Capitol Hill.
right. It's a unique little bubble of comedy there.
Yeah, that makes sense. Um, yeah, being a fan of comedy, there's not too many spots that I'm familiar with as venues in the Seattle. There's like not too many comedy clubs.
There's a couple, and unfortunately, they don't have like a real comedy club.
Yeah.
They used to, the Parlor Live, which is in Bellevue, not really Seattle, but just
Is that
across
shut
the
down?
bridge there. It is shut down.
Yeah.
So that was really
Like some
A-level
scandalous like Russian stuff shut it down, right?
club. Yeah, dude, like somebody bought it and then shut it down for some fraud thing. I don't know what happened with it, but I remember when. I mean, I've done the Parlor before. It was a nice room. It'll be missed.
Yeah, that's what I
And
hear. A lot of
you
people
still have the Comedy Underground in Seattle.
Yeah, that's like Pioneer Square.
Yeah, and it's not in the original building. It was underneath Swanee's over by the stadium, I guess. I don't know what it's named this year, but it was kind of cool. It's missing the charm that it once had in that building. It was nice. I loved it.
Yeah,
I used to go up there for my 3 minutes of fame on Mondays.
Yeah, I haven't been there yet. I want to go. It doesn't seem like it's straight stand up all the time. Looks like they kind of do like kind of more shticky, like kind of modern comedy acts.
Yeah, I mean, they rarely get a super huge national name in there too.
Yeah.
So they have, for an comedy club in the area, Tacoma Comedy Club does a good job. They always have really good names and people you would know when you heard.
Yeah, didn't Joe Rogan and Chappelle roll through there not too long ago?
They did the Tacoma Dome.
Tacoma Dome, yeah.
Yeah, and they packed it out. I think it was the highest attendance they ever had in the Tacoma Dome.
Wow.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So
Well, it should be interesting with the Key Arena getting redone. That'll be
yeah,
a
what are
bigger
they digging
venue.
out? Is that all parking?
Fuck. They're just renovating the entire thing. They gutted it just to make it state of the art.
Think we'll get our fucking Sonics back
Oh
then?
yeah, yeah. They got the hockey team. That's half the battle. Whenever they decide to
Yeah.
name it, the basketball
They got
team
some
should
weird
be
names flying around for it.
Kraken or Sockeye.
Kraken. Yeah. Kraken. What the
Cracking me
fuck?
up.
Yeah. Cracking a joke.
Yeah. Seattle crackheads.
Yeah, no shit. You can see that right off the freeway. Those guys have the best views
Oh
of
my
the
god.
water too.
Right. Yeah. So yeah, I'd agree with you. The Seattle comedy scene disappointing. Is that a
That's a fair assessment. Yeah.
Yeah, I don't want to be too
I mean,
negative though. The Laughs Factory, I went to that over in New Village and saw Brooks Wheelan,
yeah,
and he killed. That was a good
yeah.
time.
I mean, yeah. I'm not gonna shit on the whole scene because there's a lot of good comics from
Yeah,
Seattle.
tough crowds.
Yeah, the crowds are a little tougher. The funny thing about Seattle, with the audience and with the people who perform, most of them are not from here. They just,
Yeah,
they're from everywhere else, but they're so Seattle. They have this vision of what Seattle means or is supposed to be, and then they just bring that shit here, and it's annoying.
yeah. I mean, that's how I came across you. Was just searching Seattle comics, and you popped up. So we wanted to
Yep.
just talk to local comedians for.
Yeah, I'm glad I'm still popping up on their comments there. That's good.
Yeah.
Good thing you weren't searching Pierce County. Pop up there a bunch of times. No.
Yeah. Yeah. I think only people in Seattle will get that joke, but
Yeah, no, yeah, well, it's the jail.
yeah, I think people can understand.
Yeah.
Right on. How'd you decide you wanted to be a stand-up comic?
I always knew I wanted to be a stand-up comic. I wrote a paper about it when I was in high school. I knew that I would do comedy. I used to stay up late at night and watch Caroline's Comedy Hour and A&E's in the evening at the Improv.
Yeah.
By the way, the Improv that they're talking about, A&E, the one they filmed at, is now the Broadway Comedy Club.
Oh.
That was that venue.
Fuck, they're changing so frequently around here.
They change a lot. Yeah, I mean,
yeah.
In New York, they stay the same. Like if another owner buys it, they keep it the same name because there's such a legacy built there.
Yeah.
You can't just change it. You got Comic Strip, Dangerfields, New York Comedy Club, what is it? Eastville Comedy Club. There's a lot out there.
Yeah,
but there's some national names too, like chain comedy clubs, like Levity and The Parlor, I guess, is kind of a chain.
Okay.
Those are weird.
Who's do you have like a Mount Rushmore of favorite comedians?
I do. I don't have 4 like Mount Rushmore, but I have 3.
Okay.
And they're kind of unique. What's funny is when people ask that, mine would be a blend of, there's 2 that you probably know and 1 you might not. So I obviously Carlin.
Oh, I love
Pryor.
Carlin.
Yeah.
Pryor's Pryor, like the greatest of all time.
Right. And then Nipsey Russell.
Okay. That's the one I wouldn't know. Is that what you're saying?
Yep, that's the one. And everybody's like, Nipsey Hussle?
Yeah,
like, not a fucking
makes,
dead rapper. He's a fucking comic. I think he's still alive too.
Oh, no, wait, maybe I should know that. I feel like that does ring a bell now.
Well, I mean, he's been in movies too. He's hilarious.
Yeah.
But he's a black dude, and he came up, like in the 50s and 60s, and that's just, to get on TV at the time, it was just pretty tough altogether. I mean, ask even white comics, it was tough for them.
Yeah.
So it was just unheard of for him. He's just got this crazy delivery that's hilarious. So I always said if I could have the honesty of Pryor,
Okay.
the joke writing of Carlin, and then the delivery of Nipsey Russell, I'd be set for life.
That seems like the whole package right there. That's a good way to look at it.
Yeah. Yep.
Right on.
That would be good.
Okay. All right. What's the biggest venue you've performed at, or what was your, like, have you had your pinnacle moment yet in comedy?
I hope not.
Yeah. Yeah. That was a weird question.
Yeah. I mean,
yeah.
I've performed at the Tacoma Dome, so I guess that would be the biggest venue, but the most people would be at the Emerald Queen Casino. I did that.
Oh, yeah, the entertainment capital of the PNW.
Yep, I did that with Nick Cannon.
Oh, he's hilarious.
Yeah,
I saw Tim Allen there.
how was that?
You know, I had a buddy, Ian. We saw like 2 comedy shows together. We're like, it'd be so funny to go see Tim Allen at EQC, and you know, it kind of fell flat in my opinion. I don't know.
Yeah, I've seen him, and I just was like, meh.
Yeah, there's
a few comics.
Yeah. We saw Joe Rogan at the Moore Theater on 420 in 2016, and that fell flat too. It was like,
did it?
Yeah.
Yeah, that's strange because usually he does well. I mean, I've seen everybody eat shit though. Even your most famous comedians you ever thought, you know, they've eaten shit.
Yeah.
They had to get where they're at.
Yeah. I couldn't imagine eating shit on stage like that, but
I've eaten shit like that, and it hurts.
It's
like you go home. You know, this is the same for every comic too. After that happens, none of them stick around. You know, when a comic ate shit because they leave right away.
They don't hang out. They don't
wait for no hanging out, waiting for someone to tell you, "Good try."
Yeah. A for effort. Getting back to my weird pinnacle question, I guess I was getting at, like, what's your pinnacle moment, or what are you working towards?
You know, I don't know, honestly. I thought I had some goals in mind when I was first starting out. Like, I wanted to, at that point, host like the Academy Awards, and I thought that would be the pinnacle. But as it's gotten cheesier and worse, I don't know that that's something that I would aspire to.
Yeah.
And
although Gervais at the Golden Globes, I thought, did a fantastic job of not giving a shit.
That was funny.
That was good.
I like it when he said, "I'm sorry I talked about your friend."
Harvey Weinstein. Yeah.
I like it when you go in on them. Brutal honesty. That's what they needed.
Oh,
stuffy ass rich people.
Oh my God,
congratulating themselves.
Yeah, you're an actor. You play pretend for a living. Don't need to.
I know.
Political stance on anything. Thank you.
Yeah, you get paid super well to pretend to be someone else.
Yeah. What's your comedy style like? What kind of jokes?
I do observational about my life. I mean, I guess I'm just kind of burlesque, and it's a no fucks given type of asshole approach, you know.
Fuck yeah.
So yeah, it's all based on my life with some extreme exaggeration in it.
Okay.
And it's I wouldn't call it PC. I would call it like teetering on the edge of, oh shit, what did that guy just say?
Yeah. I mean, that's comedy. That's, you know, one of the things.
I mean, I think I make fun of things because it raises awareness to it. It's when people say, "Oh my God, he said racist stuff." Yeah, they may have, because it raises awareness to it. It doesn't mean they're racist. It means that they're trying to draw attention to the silliness of it. That's what comedy is,
Right.
you know?
Right. That's one of the messages I feel like is getting lost right now, or maybe it's not, but it could if people take it a little too seriously, like it's been going. I just don't want to see
it is getting lost. And so every new comic, when they come up, it's all blue material. Blue means dirty, just sex stuff. And I mean, it works because it's relatable to everybody. Well, hopefully everybody, but but it's not going to get you anywhere. So if you're able to write a real joke and get good stuff out there, you got to be able to cover more topics than just my pussy. That's all girls. My pussy,
my pussy.
And all guys are like jacking off.
Yeah,
it's
jerking my gherkin.
Yeah.
I mean, it's still hilarious, but
yeah. I mean, it's funny.
Giggling about it.
So
just
cover it once, but if your whole set is about my pussy,
yeah, my quaffs. We got a few minutes left. I don't know if you are in the mood to do any of your routine or anything like that, but would love to hear.
I have a joke that I love.
That
I wrote when I was back here, and then I used it in New York. And like I said, I like to travel on the lines of diversity and race because, I grew up in Tacoma, which is basically a versatile, multicultural area. And so, when I lived in New York, there were just no Mexican people. So there's a few of them, but not like here in Washington. And, I love Mexican people. I thought I met the smartest Mexican in the world the other day. He told me he went to Yale. But then he told me he worked at Yak in the Box.
Oh, man. Is that the joke?
That's the joke.
Okay, yeah.
That's one of my babies.
That's good. Well, it cracked me up.
It takes, what's weird is it takes people a while to get that joke too, because at first it'll fly over your head.
Yeah.
And then you realize Yale means jail.
Yeah. Fuck yeah. That part like didn't register right away, like you were saying, but
it's funny how
I do like
an audience. You'll hear the laugh, the rumble. I started doing it. I wrote it when I was here, and I just didn't do it. It was kind of a throwaway joke for me.
Okay.
But then I started doing it in New York. A couple things had to change. They don't have Mexicans, so it became a Dominican, and then they don't have Jack in the Box over there, so I had to say. And then he told me he lived in New Jersey. So, but it's weird, because being where Yale is, but it's still where, then it was rumble.
No, it's gold. We do a joke of the day. I don't know. I wonder if I have your permission to like credit you and use that joke because it would be spelled out, and maybe it might get a little viral attention on the old social.
Yeah, that's cool.
All right. Right on.
Yeah.
Okay. I'm not sure how much time you have left, but are you grinding out comedy all the time, or you?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So if you're local in the area, I'm hosting a show tomorrow night in White Center, a place called Paradise. It is always kind of a wild show. It's an open mic, and then they have a professional comic close it. The thing is that most of the people who come there and do the open mic are professional comics anyway. So there's a couple open mics, and they're run by the same people who do a really good job, and they have like really talented comics always there at their shows. One of them is a Monday night in Renton at a place called the Local 907. And you might have heard of it because it got national attention. A guy came in there and tried to kill the host with a bat. But it still goes. It still goes on. And it's one of the best ones because traveling comics, every time we're in town, we go there. That's where we'll go.
The 907?
Yep, it's a Monday night, and they always have an audience. And so these guys also run Paradise on Thursdays, and
Okay.
that's in White Center. And you know White Center.
Yeah.
For people who don't know White Center, it's a lot like Tacoma as far as the ethnic makeup of it. But it's always rowdy and fun as hell. So I'm hosting there tomorrow night, and then I get on a plane Friday morning, and I'm down in Pasadena all weekend.
Sweet.
So, yeah,
Sweet.
I'll be at the Ice House, and then I'll be at the Rose on Sunday.
Okay. So how do people follow you? You want to plug your social, your...
I just do Facebook at this time. I do Facebook and Instagram. It's Comedian Hayes or Comedian Justin Hayes on Facebook. And I mean, I have Twitter, but I just use that for political fighting. So that's not really a comedy spot.
Right on.
But yeah, I post my shows, I post my flyers and all that stuff on those sites. So if you want to get a hold of me, you can get on there, follow me there, and
Cool. I'm following
see
you.
where
I'll
I'm
check
at.
you out.
Right on.
All right. Justin Hayes, ladies and gentlemen.